Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Real Life Excel. Hope you guys are having a good one. It's funny, I think I mentioned this in a couple videos ago that I binge watched The Dropout. Apparently Elizabeth Holmes tried to get her trial appealed or get a retrial, something like that, and that got denied. So pretty funny how the world works, where sometimes you just think of something and then a day or two later, or even that same day, it just happens to pop up in the news. What a small world, or what a small coincidence. But anyways, I wanted to create a video on how to use the if function in Excel. So here in the completed file, I have this data for Sally for sales that she made in 2024 and the number or the total amount she made in sales for every month. And this is all randomized. And then I added little if functions in here just to analyze the data and bring out some prompts or information that we want it to, depending on what the data has. So let's get to it. So in the working file, we have our transaction amounts. And if I go to the first one for January right here in cell C3 and I click equals and type in if, that'll be the first one that pops up. And it says checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if true, and if there is another value, it returns a false transaction or a false prompt. So I'll click on the tab key to automatically change the format to all uppercase and then the parentheses. And here is our logical test. So this is where our coders, our fellow Excel watchers, they know that this is kind of a little bit like coding. But in Excel, it's probably a lot easier than actual coding on C++ or what's the other one, SQL. So this is pretty rudimentary, pretty basic. But anyways, we have our logical test, and I want to see if the January amount is greater. So I'll select this cell to say I want you to analyze a cell, and then I want to do the greater than symbol, and then I want to think, okay, if Sally made more than $7,000, I'll type in 7,000 as the amount I want it to bring up as a true value. Then I'll do comma, and then here, this is what we want for our prompt if the value is true. So if the amount in January is greater than $7,000, then it will return this value. So I think in the previous example, I had a 1, and this is to represent a 1% bonus for Sally for meeting her, I guess, goal for sales. So I'll type in a 1, the number 1. Then I'll do a comma, and then if it's anything below 7,000, I'll do a 0. Then we'll do that closing parentheses. Click enter. Okay, so here we can see that it's returning 0 because the amount is less than $7,000. But if I just grab and drag this using the little box at the bottom, we can see, oh, nice. Okay, so now we're returning ones for March. It's automatically analyzing the cell in here for March and spitting out 1. Same thing in September. It's over $7,000, therefore it's returning 1. Perfect. Now this is an example of using it with numbers, but you can also use it with text, as you can see right here. So if I just, I guess I could type it out again, do equals if, then do the logical test for this cell. If it's greater than 7,000, then we can do apostrophes, and then we can type in our prompt, so 1% bonus, closing apostrophes, and then we can do a comma for the false statement, and you will see Excel will start bolding which step you're in, which is pretty helpful on tracking where you're at. Then we can do apostrophes, NA, not applicable, apostrophes, and then the closing parentheses. We can see it's spitting out NA. If we drag that down, we have a 1% bonus for the ones that will have a 1 on it. We can also do this for the cell next to it. So we can do an if for the if statement. So if the cell C3 is 0 equals 0, then return NA. Or if it's false, if there's a 1 or any other number, then it will return 1% bonus. Oh, yeah, 1% bonus. Closing parentheses. Then do that. And since it's kind of doing the same, but we're basing it off this if statement, it's picking it up. And here we can see the 1% bonus is still applying to that 1 right here, that 1 right here, and so forth. So just wanted to do a little quick video on how to use the if function in Excel. Pretty helpful if you want to meet certain conditions for different data points. Awesome. Take care, guys.